Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Today we're going to be doing a VFR flight from Tucson, Arizona up to Sedona. I'm going to be using the in-game flight plan. So basically you come to the world map, you set up your location, come over here to Navlog, and then you can set your parameters. So basically what we're looking at here, and this is what we should have seen in the tutorial when we were looking at the 152 VFR nav. So this is a little bit better. So we're going to see here that we're going to leave Tucson. We're going to depart, takeoff speed at 54 knots. Okay, we're going to go up to our cruise altitude of 8,500 feet. We're going to be traveling on a heading of 335 degrees for 68 nautical miles at 144 knots for an estimated flight time of 28 minutes on that heading. Okay, as long as we maintain the parameters. That seems really fast though. I don't know if we're going to maintain 144 knots, but we'll see how it goes. I guess that's cooking, even for the 182. But I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm not a pilot, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see here, and then we have our descent. We're going to be looking at 334 degrees for 34 nautical miles for 14 minutes, and then arriving down at our destination at Sedona. Alright, so we're going to see how this all goes and how it all plays out. Let's go ahead and set the flight conditions. We don't want to be doing a night flight. Learned my lesson there. Kidding. Let's see here. Let's do some clear skies. Make it nice, easy flight out. Alright, hopefully the rest of the weather isn't bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the plane here. We're going to fly. Now I am going to be doing as realistic of a checklist as I can. I found a really nice one for the 182 online. Now I am not a pilot, I'm aspiring to be one. Got my introductory flight at the end of the month, but obviously I have a lot to learn, so I'm going to be doing the best I can with what I hope I have to be some good logic. So we'll see how that all rolls out for us today. And I will leave a link in the description below for our checklist that you'll see here in a minute. It's a really nice checklist. It seems very detailed. I'll be surprised if it's not accurate for the real thing. And the nice thing is it's for the 182 Tango with the G1000 in it. So I'm not a fan of the G1000. I wish we just had the regular old steam gauges, but hopefully later down the line, right? Well, my goal, I want to see what MSFS looks like in a year. I'm giving them a year, and guys, I hope you guys are all being patient. This is typical with any release. It doesn't matter what it is. You can do all the testing you want. When it comes public, I do IT for a living, and I support a couple of different pieces of software. And the thing is that it can all react. There's no one change that affects all of the environments that I work with, because each environment is different. It's not so much just the application, but how it's integrating. So let's just give them time, guys, and you'll be good here. All right, so let's go ahead and bring our checklist over so I can show you guys. Gosh, it's a little jittery today. We'll see if that doesn't smooth out. You know what though? It's because it's not focused though, huh? Yeah, I hate that it does that. Okay, so let's bring that back up. It'll be jittery as long as I have the checklist up when we're clicked off screen, so we'll just have to deal with that. So we're going to assume that we've been outside and we've removed the pitot cover. The magnetos check are off. Let's go ahead and remove the yoke out of our way. Bring our checklist back up. Control lock has been removed from the yokes. Let's see here. Maintenance status tachometer checked. Well, we can't even see the tachometer, so I would hope so. You guys are going to have to explain that. By the way, real pilots, if you guys... I'm just going to say I don't know if I'm running into something. If you guys can fill in the blanks, if you guys don't mind, if you have time, that'd be great. Anyway, so maintenance status tachometer, I don't know which one that one is. Avionics bus 1 and 2 are off. Master switch is on. Okay, primary flight display is on. Fuel quantity check. Fuel quantity is there. Let me move in. Doot. Okay, we've got about 22 gallons. That should be good. Let's get back here. All right, and let's see what else we're looking at here. Where was I? Fuel quantity check. Low fuel enunciate verify is off. It is off. Let's go ahead and get back in here. I think we're going to have to look at the enunciators quite a bit here in a minute. Let's see here. Oil pressure enunciator is on. Low volts enunciator is on. Low vacuum enunciator is on. Avionics bus switch 1 set to on. Okay. Check operation. Forward avionics fan. I'm assuming you're supposed to be able to hear the fan. Now, I have a lot of the in-game sounds turned way down. That way they don't deafen you guys in the recording. Let's see here. So we're going to hope that the fan is on. Avionics 1 off. Avionics 2 on. Listening for that fan. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I can't. Avionics 2 back off. That says pilot heat. I think it means pitot heat. I've never heard of pilot heat. Am I missing something? That's the fuel. Get out of the way. I'm going to assume that's supposed to be pitot heat. I'm going to assume that's a typo. Alright, so let's keep going. So, pitot heat is checked and off. Master switch is now off. Alternate static air is off. Rear trim controls takeoff position. Takeoff position set. Alright, where are we? Trim controls. Fuel selector valve set to both. Check. Fire extinguisher. I actually don't see one in the airplane. We'll hope it's in the back seat. Hobs. I don't know what Hobs is. It says recorded, so I don't know what that is. So if you guys can feel that one, same thing with this one. AROW. I don't know what that is. G1000 reference guide. It's right there. Well, it's the 182T flight manual, so I would assume the G1000 guide is in there. Alright, so before starting the engine pre-flight inspection, we're going to say it's complete. I'll have to see if I can find a checklist for that. You know, that's one thing I miss about the Cessnas for, I think it was it A2A simulation for X-Plane that did an awesome where you could actually walk around the plane. You actually had to do the fuel check. You had to remove all your avionics covers and whatnot. That was cool. I think you even had to remove the wheel chocks and hook up the tow bar to pull it out. It was pretty neat. Anyway, sorry, I digress. All right, seatbelts are on. Doors are closed and latch. Let me get in here. There we go. Doors are closed and latched. We can pop the window open though. And let's see here. Passenger briefing complete. We did that before we hopped in the seat. Circuit breakers are all checked in. You can't take them out anyway. Avionics switches are off. Cowl flaps are open. Okay. And fuel selector is already set to both. Brakes are set. And so now we are ready. Okay. And by the way, there is a fix to starting this plane without having to start it first. You do not have to do the auto start. One of our viewers posted how to do it. So the issue is that the mixture doesn't actually come out of throttle cutoff even though you move it. You have to use Alt and Victor V on your keyboard. And that will disengage the cutoff. So awesome. Thanks for the tip. So anyway, so we're going to go prop to high RPM. I'm going to move the checklist off screen, guys. I'll just read it off as I go. All right, so let's see where we got here. Where was I? Mixture control, idle cutoff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to idle cutoff, but I'm going to hit Alt and V to actually get it out or into the cutoff position, I guess. All right, standby switch, then arm. Someone gave me a tip on this, so you're supposed to hold it for 20 seconds. Okay, and then move it into the arm position. Okay. Test then armed, engine indicating system checked. Good. And let's see here. Bus E verified 24 volts. So we're going to go ahead and come in here. And there's a couple of these. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to actually pause the camera. Sorry for the camera, guys. My keyboard's off to my right now. All right. So locking the camera there. All right. So we have bus E at 24.3 volts. Check. M bus volts less than 1.5 volts. I would assume here 0 volts. Guess that's right. Let's see here. Battery S verified discharge. So that's -5 amps. I'm assuming that's correct. That sounds weird. Let me know if I'm looking in the wrong spot, guys. For those of you who know better than I don't claim to know everything. All right, let's unpause our camera and zoom us back out. Prop area clear. All right. Oh, sorry, guys. Click off screen for a second. Anytime it starts getting stuttery like this, I'm clicked off screen. All right, and so we'll go ahead and set our beacon light, and we can go ahead and throw the nav light. All right, fuel pump as required. We shouldn't need it with the 182 mixture control. If required, advance to full rich. We're gonna leave it in idle cutoff. Pump off. Magneto switch to start. Should we be turning the master battery switch on? Did I miss something? Hang on a second here. Oh, yep, I did miss that. My bad. So there we go. That was on the previous section underneath checking the propeller area. So first we have master switch and then the standby alternator switch to on as well. Okay, so we're set there. Let's go ahead and clear the alert there. All right, so my bad. I knew that seemed weird. Going back up to my top, but we have the beacon on, fuel pump set, fuel pump off, magneto switch ready for start. So first we're just going to give a quick shout. Clear prop. And as you can see, she stays on. We don't have to worry about that goofy thing it was doing before. So again, Alt V when you go to the mixture cutoff section. Okay, so engine is now running. And let's see here, where we at here. Throttle to 1,000 RPMs. Throttle's touchy. All right, oil pressure in the green. Barely though. It's probably because of the RPM line. Alright, so oil pressure's up. Battery S, check for positive charge. We got 0. I guess that's better than negative charge. So I guess that's right. I would think no charge to me, but alright. Low volts annunciator is off. Avionics bus 1 and 2 on. Lights as required, mixture as required. So mixture, I'm going to pull it back just a hair. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and bring up the Garmin. Alright, and let's go ahead and get our avionic information, or avionic information, dumbass, our radio information. So let's go ahead and tune ground at 124.4. So let's see here, 124 we're already set, we just need the 0.4. And actually we should get 8. Sorry, so let's go 123.8, of course, because I just rolled past the 8s. 3 and tap it. So looking for 299 on the altimeter. Wonder why it starts at 27. Alright, 299 so we have our altimeter set. Sorry about the goofy camera things, guys. I try to lock the camera for your benefit so I'm not moving my head all over the place, and I have to reach across the keyboard to turn it off. Okay, so now let's go ahead and tune to ground. And we're looking for 124.4. You know how actually hard it is to actually keep your head completely still? It's really weird. Alright, let's tune ground. And we're going to request taxi for a northern departure. Alright, so November Romeo Whiskey, we're going to taxi 29er right using Alpha holding, or clear to cross runway 21. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and tune tower, get it on standby. Oh, dang it, went too far. And a 119er. I guess I can roll it up, that'd be probably faster. Alright, yep, 119. Alright, cool. Alright, so taxi, seatbelts on, brakes and steering checked. So let's go ahead and put our rudder pedals where they belong. Pop this guy, release the brakes. Add a little bit of power. And brake check. Brakes are good. Alright, and let's see where we're headed here. Alright, so we're about halfway through our incredibly long taxi. We'll get up towards the runway, pull off into the run-up position, and then go through the pre-flight or pre-takeoff. I want to take a second and thank all of you guys for the amazing support the channel has gotten. I have jumped 675 subscribers as of this evening in the last 28 days. That's huge for me. It feels awesome that you guys are finding that much value in my content. It was crazy. I'm really blown away, and I'm so unbelievably appreciative. Thank you guys so much for all the support. The feedback, 99.99% of you guys who are leaving comments on the channel, it's all positive, and it feels really good. Even if there's criticism, it's effective. It's like the two guys the other day who posted about me doing the night flight. I had no problem with that whatsoever. If I do something that you guys don't like, by all means say so. I don't, that's obviously not what I'm out for. I'm not just making content and saying here's what you get, stick with it, suck up and deal kind of thing. Not my style. So anyway, yeah, just really awesome. I'm so stoked. So thank you guys so much for all the support. I'm really looking forward to this flight here. Let's see here. So we'll be turning to the right after takeoff. 335 all the way up to 8,500. Alright, so here we go, coming up to the Runup. And I'm not quite where I belong, but this will work for us, right? Alright, so step one is to set the parking brake. So set the parking brake. And let's go ahead and run through this. Flight controls trim set. Electronic trim and autopilot checked. Autopilot is off. I probably won't use it. I kind of want to just fly the old-fashioned way. We'll see. I might get lazy. It happens. I'm not going to stick to that yet. I should shut my mouth. Fuel quantity is checked. Over here. We're still sitting at about 22 gallons still, the right and left tanks. We're still feeding off of both. Flight instruments, the PFD was checked. Standby flight instruments, standby attitude indicators checked. Altimeters checked and set. Ground level, we're sitting at 2650. Boy, that sounds high. Alright, and airspeed gauge set. Alright, radios. Let's go ahead and set departure. Can I go back and get that, I wonder? Maybe not, huh? I obviously don't want to go all the way back, so I guess not. We'll just wait, I guess. It'll tune it, or give me at least the frequency when it's time. Damn. Alright, well, hopefully he'll tell me to tune departure on when we get out of there. Alright, but we do have the tower set, so we can go ahead and lock in the tower. CDI soft key set. I don't know what that is, so if you guys can help me out there. Transponder. I can't believe no one's given us a transponder code yet. Not ready to request takeoff clearance yet, so hopefully he'll give us a transponder. Alright, here we go. Mixture to full rich. And RPMs up to 1800. Alright, and then on the magnetos, just looking 175 to 50 variance on the voltage. So there's one, or on the RPMs. Magneto 1. Okay. Looks like we're good there. Propeller cycled. Does that mean full out? Okay. Vacuum indicator, good. Crap, I just lost my spot. Engine instruments, ammeter. Check, check, green, green, check. Green. That was good, electrical's good. Annunciators, clear. Primary alternator off, battery remains on. Annunciators, wait, standby alternator. Okay, verify on. Wait a minute, primary alternator off. There's a standby alternator? Alright, I'm gonna pull the throttle back. Alright, standby alternator on, annunciator flashing. Okay, we did see that. Decrease electrical load, check standby alternator on, not flashing. Throttle check idle. Idle. Then check to 1000 RPMs. Okay. Departure briefing. Alright, so we're going to be doing about a 5-degree climb out We'll be following runway heading until we're clear to make our departure. We'll be turning to 335 and climbing out to 8,500 feet. Looking at wheels up at about 55 knots. And we're looking for about 95 knots on the Climbout, and we'll be looking for cruise of 140 knots. Doors and windows closed. Alright, and flaps. Let's do 10 on the flaps. If I can remember what button it is on this thing. Huh, I thought I had a button mad for it. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, hate that button. Huh, no, I have trim set, no flaps. Alright, well, we'll do the old-fashioned way. There's flaps 10. Ugh. I hate that button. Okay. Let's get our control surfaces back up here. Alright, I think we are ready to go. Exterior lights. Let's go ahead and we need our strobe light. Nav light is set. We don't need the landing or taxi light, I don't think, but I guess we'll throw the landing light on just in case. Pitot heat as required. I don't think we'll need the pitot heat. Alright, and we're going to be looking for engine gauges checked. Airspeed. I don't know what VY means, so it says this. What does this mean? VY until 1,000 feet. Is that the rotate speed? So maintain the 54 knots or full throttle? Anyway, and then we'll be climbing at 95 knots, between 85 and 95 up to altitude, and set our trim. Alright, and then we'll revisit this when we get to our cruising altitude. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and tell tower, ready to roll. Well, he doesn't tell us. I guess we'll just use 1200 because no one gave us a whatchamacallit thingy, transponder code. Alright, so we're clear. Yes, I copied your last transmission. Gosh, sorry. You're not real. You don't have feelings. And he just cleared me. He just cleared us for takeoff. Anything else coming? Okay. That thing would have torn our wings into a knot. Alright. Terrible lineup. Where did that plane go? Like, it just disappeared. Alright, let's get out of here. Looking for 2,300 on the RPMs. There's 55 knots. Come on, baby. Wheels up. I'm actually 100 RPMs high. Flaps up. Oh, there he is. Copy that. Alright, so we're looking for 335. Or not. Alright. Looking for 28 minutes. Okay, so about 10:20. There we go, more or less. Landing light off. Gosh, man, I cannot hold my heading for crap. Useless without my autopilots. Should stick to DCS, because apparently I can't fly GA for nothing. There you go. I'll just tell them when I go do my flight instruction and be like, you know, I'm really not good at general aviation. I think you should probably just stick me in like a Viper or a Hornet. You know, probably be better for everybody. You know, I don't have to waste the instructor's time. I mean, just really, I think it's a better call. All right, let's pull that mixture back. Wait for the choke out. There it is. All right, yes. Let's reduce our ascent. Try to keep that airspeed up. Trying to trim it, it's just not going well. Nice cool morning. That's the thing about Tucson, any of the desert areas really. You want to fly early in the morning or real late in the evening when it's nice and cool out. Otherwise, all these mountains. So you got the, see, we have the Rockies out here. Let's see, where am I? Is that the Rockies? No, the Rockies will be behind us. Anyway, I can't think of the only damn. I'm totally brain farting the mountain ranges. There's 4 of them right around us. The Chiricahuas are way back over there. You got the Rockies over here. These are the Rockies. And then I can't remember what's behind us. Anyway, but Tucson's in a big bowl. And so when it's real hot out, you know, if you fly when it's warm, like in the afternoon, oh my gosh, it just beats the crap out of you until you get up to altitude. And even then, it's a rough ride. So aside from having the G1000, she's a lot of fun to fly. This is really smooth. So I've been flying in the previous videos with my Thrustmaster, the Warthog stick, and because I've been doing DCS videos as well. And so today I decided to go ahead and use my Honeycomb Alpha. And guys, if you get the opportunity to, whether that be money or availability or whatever, highly recommend it. Absolutely the best in its class for the cost. Obviously, you know, they're, you know, the pro flight gear and stuff like that, but I mean, at that point you're talking $800-900 and up. This one, you know, I would say its comparison would be either the CH yokes, if you can still find them. I don't even know if they're still available, and the SATEC, which I used to have. And the SATEC yoke for it'd be a perfectly fine entry-level yoke if it wasn't what it cost. It's the price point for the SATEC is ridiculous. It's absolutely not worth what they charge for it. So it's just one of those things. If you, like I said, if you guys get the opportunity, absolutely grab the Alpha. You'll really love it. I promise. You won't be disappointed. And the nice thing is, all the switches are mapped accordingly. I had no configuration whatsoever to do on this aircraft, except for the fact that I still can't fly a heading to save my life because I'm too busy chatting and looking around at everything else. And apparently, when I do that, the aircraft has to move just to upset me. No sightseeing for me today, although that looks so good. Oh, I still can't get over it. What am I heading on now? Yeah, see. I'm very an ooh shiny kind of person, if you guys can't tell. I only focus when I have to, when it's important. Because flying isn't important, right? I don't need to know where I'm at. What's the worst case scenario? I run out of fuel and slam into a mountain? Wait a minute. That sounds bad, now that I think about it. But this Climbout, guys, is awesome. I mean, we're just cooking right along. Looks like 800 feet per minute ascent rate. Still pushing 100 knots. So yeah, actually 144 knots cruising speed is probably absolutely accurate. The only thing I didn't figure into, and maybe you guys can explain this to me, for those of you who are experienced, when you plan a VFR flight plan like this, something simple-ish, whatever, how do you figure in the climb time? right? You know, because it says to be on 335 heading on the first leg for 28 minutes. So how do you figure the climb into that? Do you just... Yeah, I'm asking. If anyone can explain that to me, that would be fabulous, because that doesn't make sense. I'm not quite sure how the two combine together. I understand the flight time on each leg once you're at altitude, but obviously when we're climbing up to altitude, we're not flying on our heading. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're flying on our heading, but we're not at the cruise altitude. Therefore, we're not gaining the distance that we are plotted to have achieved in the 28-minute flight time. Right? So that's my curiosity is how you compensate for that when you're doing VFR by a flight plan. You know what I mean? So anyway, if anyone can answer that, that'd be fabulous. I'm going to turn those avionics lights down. These things are so bright. That's the only thing. Gosh darn it, I turned again. I just can't do it, guys. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Can't be done. Maybe we will turn the autopilot on. It seems to be the only way I have any chance of getting to where I'm actually supposed to go today. Ah, look at that. See, I keep going. Like, it's so touchy. Like, I feel like we shouldn't be changing heading quite so fast, but I guess so. That's alright. I think hopefully it'll be easier once we get up to cruise altitude. And I think it was 28 minutes on 335, and then 336 for 35 minutes, I think is what it was. I wish I could go back and look at the nav log. I don't know how to do that once we're in the plane. I should have written it down had I not been an idiot. Again, it's almost like it's one of those important pieces of information. I wonder if it's in the Garmin. I'll have to look at it. When we get up to altitude, I will turn the autopilot on for a minute just so we can mess around with it. Passing through 8,000. So we're coming up on our cruise altitude. I'm going to start getting us a descent here. Or just start reducing our ascent. I barely touched it, man. Alright, there's 8,500. Let's... Autopilot. We want heading. Uh-oh, heading bug. Where's the heading bug? No. Come on. This is why I hate these stupid things. 335. I know what I need to move. I just can't figure out how to move it. That's the nav radio. Heading bug? Yes, okay. There we go. But you can't fine-tune it. Oh, yes you can. Okay. You just have to left-click it. So if you roll it, it'll go in 5-degree increments. If you just click it, you get the incremental. Okay, so God knows where we're going to wind up after that nonsense, but... And we're down at... altitude, and we need to go... 8,500. I suppose it's not the worst thing if we're a little high, but I'd like to figure this out. There it goes. Cool. Just had typed it down to set your Descent rate, we can go a little bit further than that, I think. Should probably pull that RPM back, huh? Oh, it's the pitch. That's what it is. Sorry. Alright, we'll see. We're at cruise. Let's check our checklist. So, power 80% of max. There's 80%. Trim set, mixture as required. Cowl flaps. Probably don't need the cowl flaps this high. Landing light off. Flight instruments checked. And now we're steady until the descent. We're not going to make our cruise speed of 144 knots, though. I can tell you that right now. Alright, so let's see here. Does this have... What do we got here? These are all the comms, nav radios, ADF. Play. Oh, we're rendering in new terrain. Menu program clear entry. Huh. See, you just barely move the stupid thing off, and you wind up all over the darn place. There, let's use that. Oh, there's rendering a new terrain again. Gotta love it. Alright guys, well I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and save the flight here. This will be our first recording for this flight, and then I'll pick it up in the next one, and we'll see how it all turns out for us. Alright, catch you guys very soon. See you in the next one, guys.